I'm talking here, no one's listening. That is weird. I got audio levels on my computer here, and it's just telling there's no audio. All right, let's fix that audio output. Capture.
I'm talking
Can you hear
here, no one's
me now?
listening.
That is weird. I got audio levels on my computer here, and it's just I hear myself on the background in the video. All right, let's fix that audio. I can hear myself in the headphones here. Capture.
I'm talking
Can you
here, no one's
hear me now?
listening.
That is weird. I got audio levels on my computer here, and it's just I hear myself on the background. So the whole thing, I was talking there for like 5 minutes. There's no audio. I can hear myself in the headphones. Should I restart? Capture.
Can
you hear me now? That is weird. I got audio levels on my computer. You gotta fix OBS. I hear myself hear me now. So the whole thing, I was talking there for like 5 minutes. There's no audio. I hear myself. Should I restart? Audio, and I had to unmute my. Can you hear me now? To make the audio work, I had to unmute my browser's audio. That is weird. I got audio levels on my computer. You gotta fix OBS. I hear myself hear me now. So the whole thing, I was talking there for like 5 minutes. There's no audio. I hear myself. Should I restart? Audio, and I had to unmute my. Can you hear me now? To make the audio work, I had to unmute my browser's audio. That is weird. I got audio levels on Linux. You gotta fix OBS. I hear myself hear me now. So the whole thing, I was talking. I need some feedback, guys. 5 minutes. There's no audio. Should I restart? Audio, and I had to unmute my. Can you hear me now? To make the audio work, I had to unmute my browser's audio. That is weird. I got audio levels on Linux. You gotta fix OBS. I hear myself hear me now. So the whole thing, I was talking. I need some feedback. Who's in my backyard? Get out of there. There's no audio. Should I restart? Audio, and I had to unmute my. Can you hear me now? To make the audio work, I had to unmute my browser. Oh yeah, that is weird. I got audio levels on Linux. You gotta fix OBS. I hear myself hear me now. Okay, can you hear me now? Audio output, pulse 2, is pushing the audio out. I don't know what this broken OBS, because it didn't do that before. OBS never did that before. I'm going to hear it in my, it's going to blast in my ears here. It's like so it goes from my computer to YouTube, back to my computer. All right, I'm not a fan of OBS for today. No, whatever. Yeah, so I just muted the audio so it doesn't loop back because I'm trying to hear the preview, right? Gosh, all that crap didn't work. Oh, well, we're starting the show a little late today. That's all right. We're fixing our audio issues. I had some pretty bad audio issues. You know what? Discord might work now because I'm capturing my desktop's audio. I closed that down, didn't I? Yeah. Is my audio working in Discord? I disconnected on Discord, but I'm gonna reconnect. I was gonna use. Oh yeah, so I was gonna use Discord today, and what happened was Discord decided it's a great time to do an update, and the update broke. So I'm like, because I use the app for Discord, so I was gonna use my virtual camera, send it to Discord. You could watch the stream in Discord, or you can watch it on YouTube, so you can interact a little bit better. And anyway. Disaster. You try to go live and then you get a disaster show. Yeah, the audio is working now. My dog is barking at somebody at the door. All right, so yeah, I guess I'll talk about antennas again. Yeah, so if there's an audio issue, like say audio like muted or something like that, yeah, let me know. Yeah. Stuff happens, man. Oh, well. Enjoy my coffee this morning. Black coffee today. All right. I hear my voice in the background. Nobody likes hearing their own voice. So anyway, okay, we're in here. People in the chat, if you use an antenna, press 1. If you don't use an antenna, you pay for cable, press 2. If you use an antenna and stream, press 3. Whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to get some interaction here. Bonjour. I guess I'll talk about my little black and white TV again. So I started with TV antennas. I had a little black and white TV in my bedroom. I think it had like one aerial that it's portable, little aerial. It was like a little black and white TV. Had dials, the UHF and VHF dial. No, Patrick, no. This is an English only show. Don't chat in French. We'll send the English language police after you in Quebec. So yeah. So I used to get like how many channels did I get on my like over-the-air TV where I grew up? I'm in Canada. I'm in Ontario, so we didn't get a ton of over-the-air TV channels compared to the Americans. We only got like a few networks. We got CTV, CBC, CHRO in my area because I was in the Ottawa Valley down there. Hey, yeah, down in the Ottawa Valley, we got CHRO. And what else was there? There might have been TV Ontario later. TV Ontario was like kind of like the Ontario PBS. It's like kind of like PBS for Canada. It's TV Ontario or TVO is more like PBS for over the air, and it's on cable and all that. They do fund driving and all that, but they get a lot of money from the government to get them operating. CBC is the same thing, but they run ads and have propaganda. But I mean, growing up, I grew up with CBC. It was very like they would push a lot of Canadian shows, so we get shows that were made in Canada, and they were kind of like low budget. You want to see low budget, bad acting Canadian TV shows? YouTube the show Danger Bay, just like a Littlest Hobo, just bad acting Canadian show. I used to think Canadians cannot act because the Canadian TV shows had like such bad acting. Or probably in reality, it's like bad writing too. Okay. LA writes, use both TV antenna and direct TV. It sounds like, yeah, a lot of American people, I could understand them doing where they get all the cable networks, the satellite TV networks on a satellite dish through a subscription, and they get their locals through an antenna. That's kind of what I do. I have like this big dish behind me here. Yeah, it's really behind me here. I'm sitting out in my backyard here. The lighting is all weird, but anyway, I'm just sitting in my backyard here, and I do watch TV with this big C-band dish. I don't know if my KU band dish is in the shot here. I guess this is an older video where I got that dish in the background there. I moved that. My camper's parked there now. Yeah, I watch TV through satellite. Watch news channels a lot on satellite, and watch news feeds on satellite. Not even necessarily that big C-band dish. I got it. I'll lean back here. I use my Shaw Direct dish. This thing right here. Shot. There we go. Ooh. This thing, right here, I'm kind of in front of. I use that dish for like my news KU band news feeds, because like in Canada we could use those Shaw Direct dishes and like plug it into a free-to-air receiver, and they just work. But yeah, I do like over the air. I have satellite. I stream. I'm on YouTube a lot. I think YouTube and other video sites. I'll say it that way. I'm actually on Odyssey. A lot of these videos I make on YouTube, they get forwarded to Odyssey after I've uploaded them. They were on Rumble, but Rumble has had issues with doing their YouTube sync option, which is great. Odyssey and Rumble can, like, if you have a YouTube channel, you can back up the whole channel, all the videos, to Odyssey and Rumble. It's just great to have for a backup if you need an online alternative backup. But I need to re-upload a bunch of videos to Rumble. Get a little bit of traction on Rumble. BitChute is another place too where they do that. All these alternative video sites. I consider myself a video creator, not a YouTuber. Use both antenna. Did you get playoff hockey back then using over-the-air CBC? I guess had it. Yeah, playoff hockey, it wasn't, like, not till, the 2000s? Like, in the early 2000s, they started making everything was a cable channel, and you had to have it was basically making a pay-per-view, pretty much. You would have to pay a premium for hockey. I'm not a hockey fan. I'm not much of a sports fan. But I do understand, and that's probably the reason why I'm not a hockey fan, is because I like free TV, and to watch, the playoffs, and be able to follow the season, you have to have that subscription to TV. I think that's what keeps a lot of Canadians still watching or still paying for cable, because the best way or the easiest way to get a lot of the sports stuff, like the hockey and all that, you need to have Rogers or Bell 5 TV, which I'll get into cable in a little bit, but we'll focus on antennas. Okay, just looking at the comments here. Z Racer, how's it going? I just had the antenna many years ago, came out and installed one. Yeah, I never actually had a rooftop antenna until we had a cottage. We don't have it anymore. We sold it, but we had my father's or my grandparents' old antenna that my dad set it up at the cottage, or my grandfather or my dad gave it to my grandfather. He put it up at the cottage, and it had the 2-lead wire. I don't know if you ever encountered that, where there's instead of coax cable, it's like a wire with 2-lead wire that goes up to the antenna. I think it was more, that antenna performed much better on VHF. I think it was more designed for VHF. It was a very old antenna from those days. And it didn't do as well for UHF. So maybe getting a UHF Yagi would have been better. But we had it on a pipe, on a big metal pipe pole. And the cool thing about it was we could turn the antenna. So it was attached, we had it attached to the cottage or your house, your home. And I could just grab the antenna and turn it. And the only thing is our TV was in the wrong side, so we used to have to yell at each other. Can you see it now? Can you see it now? We'd turn the antenna until the picture would come in. Back in the analog days, that's how we did. But it did work with digital too, because when things went digital, I was able to pick up channels on it, even with an old antenna from probably before the 1970s. But it still worked. A lot of these old antennas, a lot of people think, oh, that's old, it doesn't work anymore. A lot of them will work. You'll probably Be surprised. Plug them in and do a channel scan, and you'll see that you have some channels. Sorry, I'm getting a little lost up on the chat. Actually, sometimes these chat videos are a little bit better because I can acknowledge the chat and not be distracted with people in the video chat. Z Racer says, I just have an antenna. Had the antenna man years ago come out and install the one. Tyler did, or another antenna man? When he was a little kid, Tyler came out and installed an antenna at his house. He was doing it back then. French, let's get by that. LA asks, since you so many channels on satellite, do you pay for any service? Actually, yeah, I do. I have. So I typically, because I'm a cheap guy, for my family, we have Netflix. Currently, we have Netflix. Now, we've had Disney Plus for a while, tried that for a while. The way I see it is, like mainly for movies, because there's not a ton of movie channels, like I say off the top of my mind, that are like HBO or Star TV or the Movie Network, whatever it is in Canada now. But I think there's like movies on satellite, and there's reels. There's like 2 movie channels, but they're kind of like movie channels that have commercials. They're either for over-the-air TV or they're for a premium cable. And it's like what cable is. You pay for cables, and then you still get ads in those premium channels. You pay for TBS, TNT, for USA Network, and you got to pay premium for that, but you still get commercials on it. Kind of like what Netflix is right now, where you can get the cheap tier of Netflix, which will play ads, or Tubi. So yeah, I do have, like, for movies, I have that service, but I don't really watch a ton of movies. I think I would binge for a little bit on like one series from time to time, but I'm not big on binging, but I did do a little bit of binging. Just gonna turn my audio down here. It's my headphones, so I hear my voice in the background. It's a little bit distracting. All right, what else do we have here? So I'm just looking through. Wire Wrap asks, do you ever see NHL feeds on C-band? I don't really go looking for that. I probably have seen hockey on C-band from time to time, but I'm not really into hockey. So I haven't, unless it was like Toronto or Ottawa, because I'm in Ontario, I would probably check it out for a bit and see what's going on. But I haven't watched. I really got to get into it. Hey, people out there watching this, if you're a hockey fan, be my friend. I think I was really into hockey when I had, like, all my friends around me were into hockey and talked about it. We played NHL on PlayStation, and there was a time in my life I was in hockey, and I'm totally not into hockey now. Okay, Z Racer says, yeah, Tyler the antenna man hooked it all up. He had two that he tested, and surprisingly the smaller one worked better. Yeah, that does happen from time to time. I had one of those cheap ones that suck, a better made one or old school one, thumbs up. Yeah, like I really want to try, like, that's where I'm at. I want to get a good, either a wing guard or a... I've been recruited as a starfighter. All right. Yeah, I want to get one of those directional, a big old directional. I have a motor. I bought it at the Hamfest. The Hamfests are great. I'm really into antennas. I don't even do amateur radio at all, but I do know you want to get some good antenna or tech stuff, go to a Hamfest. You don't even have to be an amateur radio operator. They don't check your cards or anything like that, and you just buy stuff. And usually they're trying to sell it off, clear off. A lot of ham radio operators have passed on, become silent key, and they got a ton of kit. That's really cool stuff that you can pick up at one of these Hamfests. But I picked up a router. I really got to make a video just operating the router, just to, show you guys how one of these things hooked up, like not even up up on the pole, but just to show you how it works. Because I'm very pro a rotor antenna. I'm very pro an outdoor antenna. You get so much better results with an outdoor antenna than an indoor antenna. Especially my house, my area, I can get barely get one channel with an indoor antenna, but I have my rooftop outdoor antenna, and if you've watched my latest video with the zapper box, I get a ton of channels on that thing. ATSC 3, it's still in its infancy right now. So I'm not... I can get one extra channel with ATSC 3. Like, all the rest are repeats. It's basically like the network stuff that's on ATSC 1, except it also comes in ATSC 3. But I also get the tennis channel, which is like a next-gen ATSC 3.0 channel. And that's all I get. It's kind of like when ATSC 1.0 came out, and I bought a converter box, basically an ATSC tuner, hooked it up to my old... you can't see it behind me, but I got like an old analog TV, hooked it up to that, and I used to get the Sun broadcast channel. For a while, Sun Media had like their own channel. It was kind of a really good channel. It had like all movies and a bunch of old reruns. And that's what happens when a TV channel, when they're young, they're new, they're usually a lot better when they're brand new. Which I'm hoping with that ATSC 3.0 will have. It will have like more... sub channels, maybe more sub channels that are movie channels that play retro movies. I can see that happening. Movies that I like. I don't know if there's a streaming service. Hey, people in the chat, let me know if there's a streaming service that you like that has like movies from like the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, like classic movies for free. I know Tubi's a good one, but if there's another service out there that has like older movies for like older middle-aged guys like me that want to watch stuff like that. Z-Racer says it was like 5 years ago when the Antenna Man was... Yeah, the Antenna Man, about 5 years ago, he was actually doing an antenna business. So you're probably in the Pennsylvania, state of Pennsylvania area, because I don't see him going all around the states doing that. Nickelodeon and the CB's fans. Hi, I watch your channel for about 3 months now. Cool. New... Gwen Jarbo, thanks very much for watching. Yeah, thanks so much for you guys to watch the show, even while I have no audio, and I'm having audio issues, and this thing is weird. It's really weird. You're weird. Sorry, I'm going weird on you guys. I will do that. I haven't got really weird, but I'm going to get weird, really weird just in a few minutes when I finish this coffee. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Nickelodeon and CB's, but I don't want to lose my audience. I'll get really weird in a little bit, and then we'll lose the audience. Is there a going around encryption channel on satellite? Is there what? Is there a going around encryption channels? A way of going around encryption. I'm not going to talk about that. How's that say? I have no comment. I'm not going to get myself into trouble, but... that's something I don't talk about on this channel. I promote, when it comes to like satellite stuff, I promote what's free, because there is a lot that's free that you can get in the clear, kind of like over-the-air TV that you can get on a satellite dish. Did you ever see Nickelodeon USA or KU band or C band? I have seen Nickelodeon. I never really watched it, but I did put it on, and it had like those terrible shows. I wouldn't let my kids watch some like what's it, the I Carry? What's his name there? The guy from Better Off Dead and Head of the Class. That Snyder, or no, not Snyder. You know, he was Ricky in Better Off Dead. You know, Rick. I'm real sorry your mom blew up, Ricky. That guy. I can Google his name, but I'm like, Anyway, he was in a scandal, and he made a bunch of successful Nickelodeon shows. I'm not gonna make this crash. All right, gotta get Googling. Dan Schneider. That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I'm not gonna. You know what? There's allegations, and who knows? Who knows what really goes on? Dan Schneider. I got my Google up here though. I gotta bring this window back though, so I can see what I'm doing. See the chat. Z-Racer says he's 2 hours away from Tyler. I'm glad Tyler's a good guy. I wish there was more people like Tyler that would actually do like an on-the-side business of doing antenna installs. Because antenna, like, that's a question. Like, where do you find someone, if you don't want to get up on the roof yourself, who do you get? And I'm not encouraging. Don't do anything that's out of your comfort. If you're not comfortable getting up on a roof, don't do it. If you got a little bit of money, there's like a few ways you can do this. And if you can't find an antenna service, I've been thinking about this a lot. Who can you get like to put up a tower for you or to install an antenna on your roof? One thing is I'd recommend is a roofer. Call a roofing company and say, hey, I got an antenna. I'd really like to get it installed. I'm not comfortable getting up on the roof. You guys are experienced at this. Could you put up an antenna on the roof? And you can go that way, roofing company. Arbor care services, tree services, people that cut down trees and all that. They have actually, these guys take down towers and stuff like that because people want to get rid of their towers, which is the dumbest idea I've ever heard of. But yeah, they've arbor care services. Because they have the cranes, and that's what I'd like to have is a truck like that because I don't want to take my antenna down. I just want to get up in a bucket, take off my old antenna, put up a giant Yagi antenna with a motor and all that, and then be able to change out my antenna. But that's a very costly, expensive venture. And my house is like a terrible layout for antennas. I have the one great spot for the tower. Towers can be a little pricey too. That's another thing you got to take into account, towers. If you do have a wireless internet provider, sometimes they'll come in and install a tower for you. And then maybe you can throw them a few extra bucks. They're like, hey, can you put up an antenna? But they might not specialize in that. But there is ways contractors might even be able to help you out as an add-on. It's more expensive option. But if you're not comfortable, that's what I would say to do. But even like to get like a roofer contractor out to do that, it's gonna sound expensive in the beginning. Like it might be $500, somewhere between $500 and $1,000 for get them on site with equipment and do the job. But it's not a very long job. It's like half a day job, you know. It's for them. But you got to look at the point is once that thing's up there, you're gonna have years of free TV. So it's and compared to cable, like for a good antenna, it's a worthwhile investment in my opinion. If you're not comfortable going up on a roof, at least you know you can get someone to do it, get it done right, or if there is antenna installers in your area. Sometimes it used to be like satellite installers for Bell and for Bell. What's the other one? DirecTV. If you're DirecTV territory, if you're in Dish Network territory, sometimes those guys will do a side business where they'll install antennas for you. But sometimes they just want to sell you the satellite stuff, or they'll charge you a lot more for the antenna installation because there's where satellite dish will get installed for free. That's another cheap way of doing it. I know all these cheap ways because I'm such a cheapskate. One cheap thing you can do is get satellite, get it installed in your house. They'll put the wiring in your house, have it for as long as you need to have satellite, then cancel your satellite, use the J-pole, take the dish off, put an antenna on it, use that RG6 coax cable, and you have an outdoor antenna installed. All you got to do is get up on your roof and change out the dish for a good antenna. Then you're laughing. I went on a tyrant there. I'm sorry. How many people are watching? I got like 65 views here. I got concurrent views, 12. It says 65 views. I think I had a lot of people that came in and what the freak, and they left. All right. Oh yeah. I carry. Yeah. Not. Oh yeah. Yeah, Tyler's. From what I've heard him say, is he's focused more on his YouTube channel and doing videos on that to be focused on running an antenna business. Great entrepreneur guy, though, that for what he's done. What else do we have here? Nickelodeon. Yes. Okay. Gwen Joe Bro asked, do I still have that RCA TV with picture-in-picture featured in my video? Yep, use it all the time. When I'm down here with where my video editing stuff is. And behind me is the old CRT TV. I don't really use the picture-in-picture option on it. That's the thing about picture-in-picture. I could use it, but I don't use it. I got my computer monitors here. I'd rather have a video playing on one monitor, and I'm like doing editing or something like that on another monitor. But I still use it. I usually have the news, InfoWars. I have that in the background in the morning. American Journal's on, just to catch what's going on. And call-in format, I love that, talk radio call-in format. Am I echoing here, by the way? I don't think I am echoing, because before I got 2 levels of audio, but how would I put this? I hope I'm not echoing. Because I got 2 audio levels up, and with OBS sometimes it will echo. If you have like 2 channels of audio at the same time, it makes this echoey effect. Have you ever heard of the Vikstrom Crystal 1? It's a projector from... Can I copy your text here? Look it up. Let's see here. I came up Vinkeren projectors. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that correctly. Brightness, resolution. Yeah, projectors. Oh, that's a sound system. I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking it up. Yeah, there's projectors in the back in the day. I have a really cheap projector now. No, that didn't go away. Just click on that and make it go away. I actually do have a projector down here too. It's actually connected to this computer, but the projector runs on its own Wi-Fi system as well. Yeah, they have YouTube and everything. The cool thing with projectors now, they have YouTube built into them, and they, basically they're a smart TV. Some of them have Android, and you can, yeah, the kids use the projector, watch it down here, watch home videos. The YouTube feature is not the greatest. It's kind of like you have to use the D-pad to write your searches in, which is really annoying. There is devices out there I use, and it's really annoying. Where did I get lost here? Some French comments. Okay. The audio is fine, says Patrick. The projector had a TV tuner in it in like 2008, like an ATSC in 2008, or wait, no, that's your profile. Oh, this is interesting. So ZM Canada, we pronounce it Zed. Zed Racer, that's how many antenna is installed. I bought the house and used to have direct TV. I took the dish off and put a crappy antenna on it. Tyler actually put a longer J pole and a new antenna in the spot. Yeah, you can. That's another thing is you can mount, you can make your J pole or get like a clamp and a longer pole and extend it a few feet. Also, with one of those J poles, you can put a router on your antenna, or if you got like a cheap antenna with the routers built into it. I prefer the ones with it, so like an independent router. And then that way, if the router ever breaks, at least you got it in the peak spot. You're most likely going to leave. It's going to break in your peak spot, so you won't have to get out. I mean, I do have an antenna that I have a controller for it. It's a directional antenna, so I can change the position. And it's nice, but most of the time I keep it in the same position all the time. It's when I get tropo effects where I can pick up stations from really far away. That's where it's nice to be able to move the antenna and pull in stations that I don't normally get, just to see what their subchannels are. They get channels like charge and all the subchannels. That's one thing I've gone into. Yeah, subchannels are. That's what I think over the air TV with ATSC 1.0 got really good with, is there is a ton of subchannels, and I think that's why it really took off in the last 10 years or so, even like within the last 5 years, is you can scan in and get like 60 channels, in some markets even more, hundreds of channels. And I like to put that in perspective. In the 1990s, when we had cable, we had like about 60 channels. So now with over-the-air TV, now the quality of the channels might vary, right? You're going to get PBS, but even with cable, you got a ton of like stuff that there's like 60 channels. I watched like 4 of them maybe. And the same thing with over-the-air TV. I get 60 channels. I get 100 channels. I got a big dish back here. I get thousands of channels. I watch maybe 4 or 5 of them. Yeah. So, and most of the time it's the same channel that I'm watching all the time. But there's the odd time on the weekends when I don't want to follow news and I just want to watch some entertainment programming. There's some programming on that. ATSC 2, I don't know why they jumped right from 3. There's a whole story back in that. I'm not going to get into that. ATSC 3.0 is now for your antennas. You're not really going to need to worry about changing any of your antennas. If anything, you might get better reception. But from what I'm understanding, what I've heard, what I've read into, is the ATSC 3 channels are not going to be as powerful. So they're not going to use as much power. There was a lot of promises. But the whole DRM encryption, so it is a bit of like the broadcast industry shooting themselves in the foot again with ATSC 3. I think it's still going to work. I think there's going to be still some channels that are not right away switching over to next gen TV. So I'm able to use the tuners on most of my TVs. Even with satellite TV, say you have a receiver that's over 10 years old and maybe it does MPEG-2 but not DVB-2, which is like a different standard, kind of the same way ATSC 1 went from 1 to 3. They used a different standard, and then you need to get newer receivers to be able to pick it up. Something that's always going to be changing in the broadcast industry. I can see ATSC 3.0 and maybe like 10 years they're going to have the next thing, right? I don't know, but the video encoding and all that has not really jumped forward anywhere. Like, there's a lot of the HVEC encoders. $1993 is when you got that projector. Yeah, there was HD TVs in the 90s, but there was no programming in the 90s. I remember seeing one at a display at the Ottawa X. The CGOH had like an HD TV in their booth. They had like a booth where they were doing the news, and they had an expo for the, I think for the CTV stuff. And they had this HD TV, which probably was in the very early 90s. I heard about HD TV. Read about it in Popular Science, was like, oh, this is going to be so amazing. And so, yeah, I saw it. I remember looking at it real close to see, like the pixels and all that. And it probably was, oh, this is amazing. It probably was 720p in the 90s. It was like, yeah, it was 69. So that was the first time I saw HD TV. My grandfather had a story that I thought was interesting. When he was a kid, in the 1936. Does that sound about right? Yeah, because he served in the military. He went to the New York World Fair, and he saw the Farnsworth's tube. I think it was Farnsworth, or maybe it was RCA. But he saw himself on a TV screen in 1936 before the war. So that was kind of a cool story. My grandfather was very technical, savvy guy. Had a 8mm movie camera projector. Was very tech savvy for his generation. So yeah, he saw TV before World War II, and it wasn't as mainstream. It didn't become mainstream like HDTV didn't become mainstream until the later 2000s. Oh gosh, and that transition period sucked so bad. Like watching old shows, you had the bars, and sometimes they would have it in HD, but they would have the bars, and you would have like the bar. This picture would be this big, and you have all the black bars all around the screen. It was awful. I think they worked that out now. Oh yeah, and the TV logos. So like, say you're watching a show on, I don't know, I'll just throw a network out there, CBC. What's the other network? NBC. They would have like the logo would be in the kind of in the middle of the screen because they didn't want to put on the far right of the screen because they wanted to make it so they can just easily crop it and have the edges cropped for the 69 transition. All right, what do we got here in the chat here? John V. More efficient compression, but that's the only benefit. A lot of OTA content still is SD, especially channels like MeTV and Antenna TV. Compression with modern codecs versus MPEG-2 will save more. Yeah, that's the. I gotta say the cool thing about digital over the air with ATSC 1.0 has been having those extra channels that have the standard definition. I probably watch stuff that's standard definition more than I go watch high definition stuff. Like I'll put on MeTV on the weekends, or I'll put on Antenna TV because I get both of them. I get them on the antenna. But yeah, they're on satellite, and yeah, most of ATSC 1.0 is MPEG-2. So that's like that's a codec from the 1990s. It's a motion JPEG, a motion picture video file like format, from the 90s. So that stuff was developed in the 90s. MPEG-2 was like for DVDs and things like that. It's really old, but I mean it's become the standard. So they haven't gone to H.264 even. Where with ATSC 1.0 you can use, I think it uses HEVEC, but it can use those compressions that now you can have video quality like H.264 or 5 that is really high quality. It all depends on the bit rate. If you have a high bit rate for your video compression, it will look great. It will look even better than, but it all depends. Like if they're cramming a whole lot of data or video into a signal carrier, it's going to reduce the quality, which with ATSC 3.0, the broadcasters are simulcasting the same channel. So you're basically getting, in this transition time, which we're in right now, is lower bit rates, which makes the picture quality not so good. Cameron Sharp says, stoked on MeTV Tunes. A lot of people are very excited. I'm not big on cartoons, but there's a lot of people stoked about this MeTV Tunes. I think it's going to be really popular. And I just seen the buzz that's out for this right now. Yeah, and Patrick says HDTV for digital broadcasting was not available before '98. Before they had that was that when ATSC 1.0 was starting in test markets, I guess, and that was only test markets. Like, that wasn't like mainstream or anything like that. Joy V said, John Y. Sorry. MPEG-2 is from like 95, 96, so 1.0 basically uses 90s tech. Yeah. I first saw motion video on a computer in the 90s, and it was like low bit rate. Like, I don't know if you remember Real Player. I don't know if you ever remember even in the early 2000s, streaming video on the internet with dial-up using Real Player, pre-YouTube, it was terrible picture, but I used to watch it. I used to get audio with dial-up. I used to do go to websites that had like radio stations. So I've been streaming since the 90s. You go to a website, listen to the audio for a ton of radio stations. It was great for radio fans. Like, I'm a radio fan, and I could listen to radio on the internet with a dial-up modem. And it was like mono quality, but hey, good enough. I mean, let's see here. We got the MPEG 2. I'm just trying to find where we were in the chat. Your CRT TVs and plasmas burned in black in the day with those logos. CRT TVs? So LED TVs, tell me if, John, why. So LED TVs don't get the burn. You don't need screensavers anymore because of the tech. I don't think we need screensavers anymore with the new technology. I think that passed us. I might have missed some of the details on that. But yeah, I remember my friend having Sega Genesis on his TV and it ruining the TV. He had a nice, fairly new TV. Maybe he left his Sega Genesis on all day. Shows my age, eh? Like, back when I was a little kid, when I was a teeny bopper, I had my Sega Genesis, Danny Shortwave, DX, greetings from New York. Hey, how's it going, Danny Shortwave? Follow his channel if you're into shortwave. Danny has got his channel. He's shortwave radios. I don't know which one to buy for like a really good shortwave radio. I do like my SDR stuff, and I got my my cheapy SDR handheld thingy that I did a review on or did a video on. I think he has one or two, and he's probably covered it. But anyway, yeah. I won't get too much of the shortwave, but I do have the MLA. What's this thing called? The MLA. Am I saying it right? MLA 30? MLA 30 antenna. That's what I use for shortwave radio. Have that on my roof next to my TV antenna. I can listen to like HF radio and shortwave radio on that. I'm really enjoying that. Bring it with me camping. I have a lot of fun with that thing. Listening to radio. It's like John Y says, it's like the Cartoon Network when it debuted in the early 90s. It was all old school stuff. Yes. I think that's what people want, is like that old school cartoons. It's like MeTV Tunes, like MeTV. What's the show in the morning on MeTV where they have the cartoons? They have the host with the cartoon show and all that. There's that, and it's like the popular cartoons. TBS, that's when I used to watch it. TBS in the morning when I had cable in the 90s. I would put on like Looney Tunes cartoons, right? It was all the Looney Tunes stuff. Patrick RB says Shaw HD was 3 channels with HDD 200 sidecar and DSR 901 on MPEG 240 TV. Yeah, when Shaw first had did HD, but Shaw and Bell TV were both digital when they launched. I don't think in Canada we never had like an analog small dish like Prime Star was. Prime Star was KU band analog service, and then they did eventually go digital. From my research was, I really need to do a documentary about satellite and the history of satellite. I think that's one project. Like, if I had the time and on the back burner, I'd love to make a documentary covering the history, doing a history lesson of satellite TV. You guys think that would be a good idea? Would you want to see a documentary like that, or should I just shelve it and not really bother doing a documentary about satellite TV? Danny Shortwave says, did a rescan the other day, noticed a bunch of new channels recently. I like that Main Street television channel for old TV shows. Yeah, I should do a rescan. I try to do a rescan at the beginning of every month, because that's usually when the contracts renew. We're in the middle of May. I haven't done a scan in maybe a little while. Intel video. I have been doing scans because I've been playing around with this Zapper box.
Intel Video on Windows 3.1, which 3.11. With Bill Gates' early Windows, you can still find that early video of him saying "cool" at the end. It's on YouTube. Yeah, there's a bunch of the videos from the early era on YouTube. John Y says old used OLED TVs used to burn, but I think they're got tech built in sort of refresh the pixels over time. Yeah. Jess Tech 1 says, how come in Canada there is no sub-channels like in the US? I don't know. It seems like it would make sense to put all these stations on the CN Tower on one channel and Mokutai cast it. But I can't get the CN Tower. They do have a lot of channels on the CN Tower, which is interesting. When I get a clear Tropo day, I can pick up City TV and all that from Toronto. I have picked it up on a clear day. And that's far. Kingston to Toronto, that's a long distance. Gwen J. Bo says, by the way, greetings from Malin, and if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I apologize. I don't have one of those screen readers to pronounce it for me. That Danny Shortwood, that happened to my old LCD TV recently. I left my PC on connected and a temporary burn on the screen. Yeah, if you leave like a video game on with like its start screen, I imagine that would have done that back in the day. Old video arcade machines that were CRT tubes, you know, and a lot of them have like the score burnt into the screen. If you can look around that, you'll see that. A lot of those old arcade video games need a new tube installed on them. The show with the fish puppet on I think he's talking about the MeTV guy. Yeah. Yeah, we had KU Analog back in the analog days. Yeah, we're going. The XH Data D808 portable radio is all around shortwave AM, FM radio. I recommend that one. Ooh, Danny, DM me that radio you recommend with send me one of your Amazon affiliate links, please, or post it in the comments of this video after. If you could do that, I'd appreciate that. I'll look at that. I really should pick up one of these radios. I don't have it with me here. I have my little Radicus radio that I've done a review on, and believe me, I use that thing every day. But it's not for shortwave. It's because it's my little MP3 podcast player. It's got that decent speaker in it. It's a little radio I can fit in my shirt pocket and put MP3 podcasts. I use Rhythmbox. I'm a Linux guy, so I use a Rhythmbox. I import it into the thing. I listen to all sorts of podcasts all the time when I'm working. Do you know the watermarks? Robbie Strick, Gwen Joe Bro says, Robbie, do you know the watermarks on the bottom of the right of the TV broadcast are actually called screen bugs? I did not know that. Worked a little bit in broadcast TV. Maybe they would have used that term. I don't know. Sometimes there has been terms I never heard of, but actually I've had video of myself being exposed to that and I never clued in on it. Documentary would be interesting, says Glenn K. Do it. Yeah. And I want to see something like that. I won't post. If I did something like that, if I took on a project like that, I wouldn't post videos for months because I would be working really hard on the video. And that's the thing about doing a video these days. You take time off, you work hard on a video, you put it out there, and you get like a couple hundred views. It's like, yeah, it's a little frustrating doing videos on YouTube now because everything's changed. The algorithms changed. I'm not blaming the algorithm too. I think there's people that, if you move away from YouTube, there's this whole push on YouTube and other video sites to push content, push quantity. And I'd really like to have the time and effort to really make a few documentaries, but it's very time consuming. And I'm not saying that my documentaries are going to be, first-rate documentaries. I got no budget. I'm going to probably just do it as a passion project. And, it's not going to be History Channel style documentaries. But it's going to be something I'm going to put together. Probably put a lot of work into. But it's, yeah. But, yeah, it would be very time-consuming. It could take months and months of... could be years too. Could be, to make a really good documentary the way I'd like to make it, get all the stock footage, get everything in line. If anyone, Patrick, you want to make a documentary, get a team together, put together a documentary on this stuff, we can talk about that. The thing is, now we can all pretty much work all remotely and work on a project like that remotely. It is possible. Okay, Patrick says only Tokyo had H-dish analog. Whoa! My screen went away. There. I was not moving my mouse and it went to black. I had like a jump of views and then I had views drop out. What is with this views 105 and views 8? I hope people watch the replay. Oh, and I didn't say when you watch replay, skip to the part where the audio works. I will put a chapter when this thing, it takes a day for it to kind of do its render and process it, and then it puts it out as a regular YouTube video. Docs are a lot of work. Yeah, that's the thing about doing it. I really want to do a documentary, but it would mean I probably would take like a real break away from doing YouTube as regularly. Or maybe I'll focus on just doing live streams and say, hey, I'm working on that documentary. Maybe I'll do that. I think it's a cool documentary to be made. And even if, I don't know, maybe it's like a series. I mean, do like a part 1, 10 minutes. I don't know. Docs are a lot of work, though. Yeah. Yeah, something I have other documentaries I'd like to make, and they're not really popular documentaries, but I like watching documentaries, and I'd like to make a documentary. Yeah, we're talking about the high vision in Japan. Japan was always ahead of it when it came to TV. What are they into now? Like, I don't even know. I haven't heard anything what Japan is into. They were always like ahead of us by like 20 years. Yeah, it's a lot of the work to do a documentary. But I think I'm going to do that eventually. Work on more of a documentary style history lesson stuff. That's kind of what I'm into. I'd probably talk about Ted Turner. It'd be a big part where I talk, because I think Ted Turner, despite there's a lot of flaws, but he was really a pioneer that broke through like the satellite and cable industry, and so I probably want to get like some old footage of Ted Turner, some interviews with him, and talk about how things changed in the 70s and 80s. Because that's an interesting story about how satellite, part of the satellite story. Yeah. I mean, I could make it totally guerrilla style too. Like, I don't know. You want to crowdfund this? I don't know. Should we set up a crowdfunding for the satellite documentary? Get some funding, get all the things that we would need to get a project like this made. I think we got like people of interest in that to possibly do something like that. They got 8K satellites now. In Japan, it's supposedly shot Olympics in 8K. So they're up to 8K in Japan. Yeah. I'm not even thinking of 8K. I'm streaming this video in 720p. I think it's 720p. Oh, crap. It is. I think this is 1080, isn't it? What does it say here in my settings? Oh, I can go up to, in my laptop, I can go 1080. Okay. Because I have my OBS, I never switched the settings to 720. So actually I am going out at 1080p, which I forgot. I normally would make this 720p. Someone give me a heart. Yeah. I got to talk to you, Patrick, because you've done documentaries, and we got to talk about this. Get that on the go. I think that's something where I'd like to move toward. We'll set up a Give, Send, Go for this or something like that, for the satellite documentary. If anyone wants to crowdfund it, put it to work, and make a series of it, and get all the document. Make it a real documentary, like from what we can do for a or just do a guerrilla style like what we do all the time. It's Sorry, I might have lost a little bit in the chat here. Sorry if I missed any comments. If I missed some comments and it scrolled up, repost it. I'm just kind of thrown off here a bit. The Canadian. Gwen Jobar says, does your child watch Treehouse TV, the Canadian TV, Nick Jr., or PBS Kids? If so, where? Here is the reality of this younger generation. They don't watch linear TV. They're on YouTube. They're on YouTube Kids. That's like an app on their tablets and devices. They watch Blippi. Oh, let's get weird. Let's get a little weird. Come on, we're going to get a little weird today. They watch Blippi.
Hey, it's me, Blippi. Are you ready to have some fun? Yeah! Good people don't go into government. Whoa, look at this. You're fired. I'm the smartest guy I know. Don't touch the hair. Let's spell my name together. B-L-I-P-P-I. Blippi.
I got to look at this. Where are we?
Make America great again. Yeah. Good job.
Maybe I should hold Blippi on this arm. I'll hold Trump over on this arm.
Hello. My IQ is huge. Whoa.
I do this with my kids. They think it's hilarious.
So cool. Never forget 7-Eleven. Good people don't go into government. Woo-hoo-hoo. You're fired. This is gonna be so much fun. I'm the smartest guy I know. Thanks for being my friend. Don't touch the hair. Yeah. I'm gonna build a wall. Anywho. Make America great again. Well, see you later. My IQ is huge. Hey, it's me, Blippi. Are you ready to have some fun? Yeah. Never forget 7-Eleven. Whoa, look at this. Good people don't go into government. Let's spell my name together. B-L-I-P-P-I. Blippi. You're fired. Yeah. Good job.
Touch his hair, Blippi. I know this screen remover sucks.
I'm the smartest guy I know. Don't touch the hair.
All right. Chat's going crazy. Getting weird. I always wanted to do that. I don't know if I'm going to get people. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Blippi's going to send me an email to cease and desist. And oh, gosh. Yeah, they watch streaming. My kids watch a lot of streaming. PBS Kids is probably, and maybe a little bit of Smile of a Child. We used to watch a Smile of a Child a lot more, but now they got tablets and they pretty much just, yeah. Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood is still on. My daughter loves Mr. Rogers. I won't get too much of my personal one. Yeah. He's going, yeah, the Blippi toy. Just looking through the... I hope you guys enjoyed that, and not to get political, but that is just fun. The characters, those two characters together, it's just awesome. Maybe the virtual camera screwed that up. I don't know. I think we're back. I'm streaming to YouTube. I got the excellent condition over here. We were off. OBS crashed. Yeah, OBS crashed. Oh man, oh man, oh man. No, I got nothing here on YouTube's end. It was OBS crashed. I was always a little worried about that with the but I don't think it would. You could do a toy review, right, and play the recording in the toy review, which basically I'm doing a review for the Blippi toy, right? It's a cute freaking toy. I mean, yeah. Yeah, but no, I don't think that was it.
Hello? Whoa, this is so cool.
Wait. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna tell them to put an antenna on the roofs. Yes. Okay. All right, stop yelling at me about putting getting everyone to install an antenna. The antennas are great. Like they're just awesome. Okay, yeah, they're great. All right, stop yelling at me. I'm just gonna put up one more antenna. Just one more antenna. Just one more antenna on the other side of the house. Just one more TV antenna. All right. No, we're gonna love it. We're gonna have like free TV. We're not gonna pay for cable. It's gonna be. It's not ugly at all. They're beautiful. The antennas are beautiful. Okay, stop yelling at me about that. They're great. Give the gift of love to your wife. Get her an antenna on the roof. All right. Someone posted, give your mother the best gift on Mother's Day, a new antenna installed on our roof. All right. Yeah, I lost a lot of viewers here. I do see myself on I didn't refresh or anything on my laptop. I got my laptop over here just to watch a preview. We are live. CB Fisker. Hi there. Is this live? Yeah, we're live. You're kind of down at the bottom of the screen now. No, it wasn't the doll. It was just OBS crashing on me. What am I doing on OBS? So that's an interesting thing because I was using the virtual camera. Maybe that caused it to crash. I did an update for Discord just before this. Where are we at now? Hey, let's speaking of crashing, let's try it out. Let's open up the Discord chat. If you guys want to call in and chat, we'll talk for maybe a little bit. It's gonna be almost lunchtime, so eBay is a good place to find antennas or like antenna parts, like such as a tower and all that. I didn't cover that. All right, I am in the Discord chat. Can you guys hear Patrick out there?
I'm not speaking. They won't hear me.
Might work now. Can you guys hear Patrick in there? We got the Discord voice chat going here. I can hear you on my computer, and it is the audio desktop. Let me go back to...
Let me stop the live from YouTube.
Someone says
Okay, now I'm just on Discord.
So I can hear you, but it doesn't cut. I can hear.
So I don't see the live through Discord. So the question here is, am I live?
I hear you on my computer.
Okay, but I don't know if
I hear my voice echoing back as well.
I see.
Yeah, but I think I hear myself in the headphones because I got. Actually, I'm just gonna mute myself. Advanced audio mic.
If you mute yourself, I won't be able to hear you.
Should hear me now.
Is it right?
Yeah. No, you hear me now, right?
Yeah, I still hear you. Yes. I'm on Discord right now. I'm not on YouTube, so I have no clue what's happening.
Oh no, we're still on YouTube. You're live on YouTube. I guess it works. So you can.
And can people hear me?
Yeah, people are saying in the chat, "Hey, press 1 if you can hear Patrick." Not Patrick North Coaster Hobby, Patrick Arby. I don't know North Coaster's
Patrick Aubrey. Yeah. Aubrey. Like the first name of a black woman. Oh, Notcaster Hobby is there too. Yeah. He just came in.
Yeah, a couple of YouTubers on here. Danny Shortwave.
I stopped the video. But I didn't. Oh, can I? So you want me to put the camera on, maybe?
No, I'm not really set up. I had some audio issues.
Or that?
Are you hearing all this? Like, I'm hearing my speakers going like basically electrical sounds. I don't know if you guys are hearing that in there too. Can you hear?
We didn't when I was on YouTube.
Yeah.
So hello everyone. First,
is my audio working, guys? Press 1 or if 2. No audio.
No buzzing sound here.
Okay. I think you could. I don't see my levels though. That's the weird thing. Mute.
Let me check on YouTube.
Maybe it was my settings there in the advanced settings, eh?
Oh, I hear myself. By the way, okay.
Okay.
Yes, they're not answering you, but everything is working fine from what I can see on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we're live and everything is working from. I just spot check the video, so it's kind of easier for me to spot check the video. So I just did, and everything is working.
Mute and output. Okay. There. My audio is back.
So,
I don't know why it does this. Can you hear me now?
Well,
press 1. Is it echoing or is it just my end sounding like an echo?
Robbie Strike. I just told you it works.
No, but I wasn't going out on YouTube.
Yes, I was talking about YouTube.
Oh yeah, okay. I wasn't hearing my YouTube. I didn't want to click on the microphone and hear it. Or I guess I could do this. Oh yeah, turn my mic up. There we go. I can hear myself through the speakers over here on this headset.
Hey my God, I sound so Frenchy, you know. I just heard myself on YouTube.
I'm not hearing the echo in the broadcast, but I'm hearing it in my preview.
No, there's no echo. So I don't see the problem right now. I see no problem on YouTube.
Your audio is a little hot. I'll just bring that down a bit. Okay. It might bring my audio.
Yes, my audio.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, you can call. There's the Discord link. You can join the Discord and call in because we do the voice chat. I prefer using the voice chat. Sometimes with this, with the technical stuff, I rather talk to people than actually send text. Like someone will send me this 20-paragraph text. I'm like, with their technical problems, I'm like, I'll read that when I have time. Leo,
yeah, right.
How are you doing? I haven't talked to Leo in a while.
Who's Leo?
Leo's in the chat.
Oh, okay. I will put my Facebook and my YouTube here. Oh, Leonardo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about
about the documentary. I get bounce some ideas off you. You've done a few of them before. I'd like to get one together. I mean, I'd love to be like with this stuff is like doing more video projects and working with teams and stuff like that. I'd really like to go that route with some part-time stuff, but I only have limited time, so it's like something that I can that would work.
The problem with this is that it's a load of work before you can watch. You can show anything like you can. If you find stuff that are quite interesting to show about what you're talking about, the problem with those images you got, you need to waive the right for this. And as long as your project is going in the editing room, you find out that, okay, this 3-second bit, I can't show that. Unfortunately, I cannot show that because I can have the right for this. But it's always a mess of hit and miss, and you.
Yeah, it's like YouTube video creators. They use a lot of content and they're not cleared to do it. They just use it. These big channels.
They don't.
They just go ahead and do it.
Oh, there's.
So.
Visually, there's solution for this, like Pixel. There are many sites that can help you on this, but unfortunately, those image, those picture, those video are quite generic, and it's fine for a general subject, but when you get into the gritty things, the things of C-band stuff and over there and all those and you want to get historical, you need footage to be vetted, so that make because those footage are actually what I want to show. You don't want to show a generic image of a dish. You want to show what kind of dish made the first, let's say, the first on the market and what it was looking like. But the picture is coming from a website, and you cannot retake it again. And you maybe can use AI for generating picture, but it's always showing you goofy stuff, so you don't look serious in your business. There's a lot of problem to make a good documentary, so it depends on the level of quality you want to put out,
Yeah. No, I know. Like something like this stream here, we're not showing pictures. We just kind of talk about it. It's easier to do.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do. I sit here and I talk about the history of satellite. We're doing a documentary that would be really nice. The amount of work, it is questionable. Like if I got to write every video creator, who half of them are dead now. That's where I really think copyright should be very limited to how long a copyright is good before it's public domain. But I think a lot of the old footage should be public domain footage by now. I don't know. We're not going to go into that right now.
But because you're entering in politics.
Peter has quite a question here. Would love to see a video about picking up audio only feeds on free-to-air satellite TV. I do have a video on that on my channel where I talk about radio. I use the term satellite radio, where I go into how to pick up the audio feeds and all that, because sometimes you have to change the setting in your receiver, switch it over to the radio setting, and you can pull in all these radio stations because they'll have the TV channels and the radio channels. So a lot of the satellites have like a lot of radio channels on the satellite as well, but you have to go into the radio channels, and sometimes they're not even labeled. They're just like basically CH1, or they'll have whatever.
And even more than that, you gotta understand that people using a satellite receiver, and most of those sat receivers are in two sections. You got video and audio, and people never think of switching to audio to see what they had scanned. So they think they're scanning only television channel, but if they switch to audio, they're gonna find out they have scanned about two or 300 audio channel on the C-band dish. So most of the time there's two sections. You gotta press on radio or audio on their remote to get the audio channel because they're put apart on most of receivers.
Right.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Check your remote. You see, people should check. I know that you know that for sure, but
here, but I got this. Just I hold on to these ViewSat remotes because they're usually kind of nice for universal remotes. Like I can run TVs. They're very open to program like all sorts of TVs. I used to use this for TV, but I actually used the cool thing of radio and audio. You can use. I don't recommend a ViewSat receiver, but like or Sonic View or any of these old receivers, but they do work for audio.
Yeah.
So like
yeah,
they're MPEG 2,
they
so
does.
they're pretty obsolete. But if you're interested in audio, these things still work because the audio encryption has audio digital compression and all that hasn't changed in like 30 years, 20 years. You know, it's like CD quality, ACC3 or whatever the audio MPEG
AC3, yep.
or whatever the audio codec is, because there's a ton of radio. So even on Galaxy 19, there's a bunch of talk radio. If you like talk radio, and there's some music stations, things like that. I actually use the ViewSat a lot for just being able to pick up radio broadcast, talk radio. I'd listen to it at night. I actually kind of like listening to talk radio better than shortwave at times or through satellite, because like it was basically like kind of like a lot of the programming that's on shortwave, but it's like FM quality as opposed to like, you know, hearing the static, the sound dropping out and coming back and all that.
And you still have the serendipity effect. You can find new stuff and discover new channel or channel that were not available before and that are now available, but we never know when they're gonna go off. It's C-band after all, so you can have a kind of serendipity effect on this still. So it's like skipping shortwave radio. You will find new stuff. You're gonna make discovery also. You also can make discovery, but
Peter asked
the audio will be better.
About how do you feel about those pricey all-in-one remotes, the ones that cost hundreds, like the Logitechs and all that? I never got one. I'm kind of cheap, so I just got one of these. I tried solutions like getting a Android universal remote, something that worked with an Android app, but I found there was never one that I really loved, and I don't use it on a regular basis. I find a lot of things have gone toward being able to use it through a phone. Like my Roku TV, if I lose the remote, for example, I have a Roku app on my phone that I can control my TV with, and I have like 3 Roku remotes. I've had a few. Those TCL TVs are junk, and I think I've gone through a couple of them. And I've also had Insignia, which is very compatible with TCL. I think it's the same company, same manufacturer or whatever. So I haven't had to buy some of those extra universal remotes. And everything does, with an Internet of Things, there's always an app where you can work things remotely.
Yep.
But I got something here on my desk here, a cloner box, which is like a video capture device. I did a video on that a couple of years ago. And it's basically like a VCR for like recording HDMI to recordable media. So I have that, but the thing is that doesn't connect to the internet, so it doesn't like give me like an Internet of Things where you can have record options and all that through an app. That would be kind of neat, but I don't blame them for not.
I'm not using those remote because the first time I try in the days of the VHS and stuff like that, still in the late 90s, when you try to use those remote, you never had the option to switch to video 1 or video 2, so to record your broadcast from your satellite receiver and stuff like that. So not having that on those kind of remote bug me down, so I never look at it afterward.
I'm gonna let this run. It's gonna play an ad in about 10 seconds, in about 17 seconds, 15 seconds. So we're gonna go to a break, I think, because like I got this notification on my browser saying that we're gonna have an ad pop up here. We'll see what it does and see how that works. I'm trying some of these new features with YouTube that they've added, so we'll see. I don't know if I'm off.
There we go.
Inserted.
No? It's lagging here.
I don't know. I don't know if we're on. If it's lagging.
I'm still watching the
replay
YouTube.
Here, but it's like there's an ad.
Oh, you see an ad? Okay, I don't see it right now.
Laptop.
Yeah, I'm live. Okay, you.
Oh yeah, stop yelling about the ads. I know you can get YouTube Premium. I know it's the nature of YouTube. Yeah, I know the ads. Stop yelling about the ads. Okay.
I don't see any ads. You know. Oh, maybe no.
I think I'm back.
No,
now.
you know. With your head, yeah, you're back with your head.
With Agent 99 here. All right.
I never see an ad. That's weird. So they tell you that they're gonna show an ad, and
you're watching with
nothing
Brave,
is
aren't
happening.
you?
No. Oh, sorry. I'm watching with Firefox with a specialty plugins. You see, forgot about my special sauce of
That's why my
of plugins. I want name.
Most of my viewers are tech savvy enough to figure that out, so that's probably what's hurt. It's hurt all the tech channels because all the tech channels like they're tech savvy viewers, right? So they know it's cutting into their ad revenue. It's the makeup tutorials. They're the ones making up all the ad ads and all that. YouTube needs to fix that.
Oh, they're gonna try. It's gonna happen because what I've seen is that the ad blocker will still work only on Firefox, from what I understand.
Ad blockers. YouTube will stamp this video as dangerous information.
Yeah, but no one is using that browser, you know.
We're not promoting anything. YouTube, you got to be careful on YouTube. I tried to do a
we're an education channel, you know.
I tried to do a video on Rumble, but nobody came out to Rumble, right? I just sat there, looked at the screen. Nobody came out to Rumble.
Yeah, the problem with those alternative solutions for broadcasting is that they're not general
streaming site. But anyway.
Streaming site. Oh, well, yes. Sorry, I'm old school, you know.
They had 10 viewers on, 13 viewers.
Yeah, but the usage I do of those channels is that I'm using them for specific streamers. It's just a matter of you don't use them to discover new people. You do that on YouTube, and when they go out of YouTube, you go there. You follow your streamer there, but so they won't. It's not a viable business for them to just carry the people that have been rejected by YouTube.
All right, well, I don't know. I'm not gonna, we're focused on antennas here. Anyway, Patrick, thanks for calling in. I'll be back in the Discord in a little bit. Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Thanks.
That's good. The call went good there. Yeah, you guys could call into Discord too and chat over in Discord. After this stream clears, I'm going to be on Discord for a little bit anyway. We're going to probably end this soon. It was kind of things didn't go off the way I would have liked for the stream to go off. We got a few more chats in here. I like the Roku cell phone app. The only John V says, John Y. I know I said V, but it's Y. I like the Roku cell phone app. The only drawback is it doesn't have the power button. No, it doesn't. What happens is when I go to the app, it turns the TV on to the menu screen. And what I hate about the TCL Roku TVs is in some of the Roku TVs, it blocks your over-the-air channels. So it blocks like the PBS sub channels, and it blocks what else does it block? Blocks the laugh channel. I think it's blocked on it. So I'm not impressed with Roku. They need to fix that. I even put that in the preview video that I had before this. Problem with Android devices is pretty much I use Android to control my TV. It still works. I mean, something like that. It works from a long time ago. I use a lot of Android apps. It sounds like Peter. You sound like an Apple fanboy. What are you saying here?
Problem with Android devices, it's pretty much to get rid of the IR support. Or the IR support. Okay, sorry, I was hadn't read your text there properly. IR support. No one is using Android apps to control your TV. Yeah, LG had that in like some of their phones. They had like the IR blaster built into the phone, which had like a really good app to support it. They should do that though. I mean, I looked all around for phones that had that one niche feature and didn't have that. A Hisense TV. Danny says a Hisense. I don't know if I pronounce it. They're same maker as TCL. Yeah, I see that. I'm just gonna skip that through it. Yeah, I was holding the mannequin head. I found that at the dollar store. My daughter and I have a lot of fun doing like little skits with that, making jokes. A Hisense, not that bad, but Leonardo says I have a Hisense TV. It's not that bad, but I wish there were numbers on the remote. Oh yeah, it's like I don't have a Roku here, but yeah, I know what you're saying. It's like a D-pad. Sometimes here, I'm just gonna take my headphones off because it's distracting hearing my own voice in the background. Sometimes it just seems off playing YouTube, playing Netflix, Spotify, sure, but paying like $15 or whatever it costs per month seems SUS. Yeah, I the only thing I have is Netflix, but the thing is, back years ago, I go to the video store. I probably spend $15, more than $15 a month on renting videos. Plus, I probably had cable. Cable was probably $40 at the time. Okay, now we're not gonna. By the way, your mic is kind of quiet on stream. My mic is kind of quiet on stream. Is it muted? I just need to be quiet, closer to it. Which is, I'm just ending now, so that's good to know. I know Patrick's audio was cranked, and my audio is a little bit lower. Patrick also says, I still have my FM radio on my Android phone. I have a few tablets that have FM radio on it, but I never use the FM radio feature. And Leonardo says, I recently tried Tableau recent release, the one that made by Sinclair Broadcasting. There are a lot of bugs with this device. It's like the device was put out on the market before it was ready. Yeah, there's a few devices like that where they're kind of like testing their audience or testing their consumers and keep giving them updates. Oh, I'm back. All right, I got through those comments. All right, I am going to shut this stream down, go in the Discord. My apologies to that it didn't work out as well. I was hoping I'd have some interaction and probably go maybe a bit more into like over-the-air stuff. I have tested a few of the ATSC 3.0 products that are out there. I've made videos on them. And I need to test the GT Media one again because like I really harped on the fact that the deinterlacing feature, it made the video quality look terrible, and people are like, "Why did you say not to buy this thing?" I was like, basically, I think the device is fine. It just needs a software update, because I think it could work. I think it just needs a deinterlace filter or something in the software for the GT Media device, and it would work. I don't know if it does DRM encryption. I'm doubting it does, but yeah. Yeah. So over the air, it is where it's at now. I mean, I love the sub channels. the DigiNets, whatever the term is. I don't even know what the standard term is because it was thrown around. It was like there's a bunch of different terms for the same thing, the sub channels on over-the-air TV, and they're great. That's kind of my favorite part of over-the-air TV. I probably watch the sub channels on broadcast TV more than the Oh, and John Y asked, what are your thoughts on running RG11 to the distribution amp, running RG6 quad for drops? I was contemplating RG11 drops, but heard it's hard to run in tight spaces. Yeah, I've always stuck with RG6. I do have RG11. Is it or is it RG8? Might be RG8 for my CB radio, and I only use it really for my CB and my shortwave antenna. I've always stuck with 6. I'm kind of I got lots of RG6, and I think 6 works in most situations. And then you got to get an adapter. You got to actually bring everything back down to RG6. So I'm not an expert on that. There's some people they swear by I use everything's RG11 and all that. For what I'm doing, I think RG6 has worked fine for me. My big problem with my LMB, I had an LMB, it wasn't working. And I tested everything, and it ended up being the silliest thing. I don't have it here. But the RG6 connector got water in it, and it corroded. And that's why I wasn't getting satellite TV. I had it taped up, I had it capped and all that, but moisture still gets it, and it got all rusted and corroded. And so check your ends of your cable. Even with like water protection, water can still get seep into those wires and cause your LMBs, your antennas not to work. So yeah, be careful of that. Especially like for an antenna, if you have it way up on a tower and it stops working on you, is it the fact that the cable end, that little end that's connecting the cable, the connector, has gotten water and it's rusted out on you. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to wrap this stream up. I really enjoyed this. I've been wanting to get back into streaming. I had to run through a few hurdles and audio issues to figure out OBS. I need to do a rehearsal time, some Discord chats where we just play around with this. Oh my gosh, this thing's working really bad. I'm just like down here and I'm disappearing, flashing. Yeah. No, it's just the background. It's a terrible mess behind me, and this is the best I can get right now with OBS. It's probably because I was getting closer to the screen. I was sitting but I like to rock in my chair and. The audio will be better here, but I'm more relaxed back there. All right. Yeah, so thanks for watching. This was fun. I got to go to the washroom. Get my manual wet here. Oh, there's an RTV remote. What's this? A Samsung. This TV, gosh, this thing's like one of the first HD TVs. I'm going to go on a rant, but whatever. This thing still works. It has a great over-the-air tuner. This thing, actually, this TV I have over here, it has like a cable input and a antenna input, which I thought was great. This TV is actually really good for watching QAM cable. Like I live in an area where they have clear QAM channels, and you can view some clear QAM because the cable company will have like a few channels in the clear. I don't even know if cable's doing that anymore. I don't know if cable is. That's another thing with antennas and apartment buildings. I haven't gotten into this. I want to go into this before I go by. It's my rant. Apartment buildings, because cable companies are going IPTV, they are leaving a lot of that spectrum on their cable coax line dormant. They might even have like the cable lines in the apartment building are being replaced with fiber, so you don't need the cable. So it's laying there dormant. It's all in the walls and everything. Apartment buildings, or just even people doing this themselves, could take the coax cable that is in an apartment building, and basically, if they get to the roof, they could put an antenna on the roof and run and run a master antenna system in your apartment building. Apartment buildings should be doing this. They should have been doing this years ago. I've been harping this for years. They need to put, especially if you're like a big tall building. I'm watching all these buildings get built up now. All they simply need to do, their building's already high up in the air, put an antenna up on that roof. Probably even a free-to-air satellite, a couple of free-to-air satellite dishes, and master antenna. Use a modulator to send the channels through the coax, and you can give people some free TV. I wish apartment buildings would do that. There is companies that do that because those modulators are used in like TV stores. When I actually went into Best Buy, did a scan on the TV, and it actually was hooked up to an antenna, and they had their master antenna set up. They had their antenna channels, and they also had the modulator that was sending out a video sample feed. Anyway, I gotta go to the washroom. So yeah, I'm very pro master antennas. I wish we would use more master antenna TVs in apartment buildings, especially apartment buildings, because like that's where it makes it hard for people to get access to over-the-air TV because they might be on the wrong side of the building. And yeah, in Canada, there's been a lot of brainwashing from the cable companies, and this is pretty much from the 90s and early 2000s. That I don't think they really talk about it anymore, but they did back in the day. That over-the-air TV is no more. Like I tell people in Canada, I watch TV with an antenna. I get the deer in the headlights look. I thought they shut that down, and nope, it's still available It's still free TV. There's like one channel in my town. In a city like Ottawa or Toronto, there's going to be a lot more channels available. So, I guess that's my rant there. Anything else I needed to talk about? I really got to go to the washroom. So, I think I did my whole thing there. All right. Well, I'm going to go out with this. There we go. Let's bring him back. Sit back here. We'll get the mic. I want to do a video on this, like a whole.
This is gonna be so much fun. My IQ is huge. Thanks for being my friend. Never forget 7-Eleven. Good people don't go into government. Yeah! You're fired. I'm the smartest guy I know. Anywho. Don't touch the hair. Well, see you later.
See you later, guys. Let's having some fun with that thing. All right, bye. Oh yeah, jump in the Discord if you want to chat for a bit. The voice chat over the Discord. The Discord's in the YouTube link there somewhere. There's an invite. If you're not in there, jump in the server. Download Discord. All that crashed on my computer. Maybe it's crashing on everybody's computer today. I hate when they do an update and they force an update. I know there's another way around it, but I'm just kind of old school, and I like to have the actual native program on the computer. All right, chat later.